May 15th marked the 63rd anniversary of the day of the Nakba, the day of the catastrophe, an annual day to commemorate the displacement of the Palestinian people resulting from the creation of Israel. We went down to the Israeli embassy in West London to find out what some of the protesters had to say. Why did you come here today? What were your intentions?
First of all, to commemorate the Nakba, the catastrophe, and be here in solidarity with over 6-7 million refugees, Palestinian refugees, and also be in solidarity with the third Intifada march that's taking place now in Palestine.
My intention is just to show solidarity with the Palestinian people, basically, and to show that we're supporting them in their cause, in their struggle.
We're here to support the cause, we're here to get our voices heard.
It's been 63 years now since the anniversary of the Nakba, which is when our land was taken from us, and we're here to voice that despite 63 years, let 163 years, let 1,163 years go by, we will not be quiet. You can take our land, you can take our people, but you will not take our voice and you won't take our freedom.
As Jews, we're really, really deeply embarrassed of what's happening, and we feel obliged to stand up for the peace and for the justice for the Palestinians, and to tell the world, to tell the international community, to tell the politicians to stop the bloodshed, to make the real peace, not the so-called peace process.
The demonstration today is against Israel from the occupation, and we're going to liberate Palestine, inshallah, all Palestine, not bits and pieces.
Can you please sort of discuss your stance on the whole situation in Gaza?
Obviously, we are Jews. We are fighting Israel already 100 years ago. Since the establishment of the idea of Zionism, we have a group fighting Zionism from the beginning, because we feel that Zionism is the biggest enemy of the Jewish people, and Zionism are the one who's stolen the religion of Jewish people. And obviously, it's brainwashed a lot of minds of Jewish people. And we are trying to show to the world that not all Jews support Israel, not all Jews support war crimes, and we wait for a peaceful, speedily dismantlement of the state of Israel. We don't agree with a two-state solution. We don't agree. We want a one-state solution of free Palestine. And obviously, we support the Palestinian issue completely.
The millions of refugees living around the world will always remember this day, from stories from their ancestors, from their grandparents, from their parents. They will always remember the Nakba. But the Nakba is continuing now. The Nakba didn't end in 1948 or in 1967. The Nakba is continuing. More families in Jerusalem are being evicted from their homes. More people in the West Bank and in Gaza are being shot and killed.
Bombing hospitals and mosques and everything is all a continuation of the Nakba, because the Nakba has not been accounted for. They're talking about 500 towns and villages where innocent Palestinians were ethnic cleansed, and this has not been taken into account of, and that's why there is resistance, and this resistance is being brutalized and crushed with an iron fist, without any concern for non-combatants and innocent people around.
They're so isolated. It's not just a siege of really important basic goods, it's a siege of people. They don't connect, they can't connect with the outside world. Most Gazans haven't left and come back, and most have never left this tiny strip of land the size of the Isle of Wight. So you can imagine how constrained that is, and how much liberty I meet Palestinians here who have managed to leave and just feel what freedom is, because they've been denied it for so long. It's a disgrace. It's an absolute disgrace.
Israel has twisted around the Jewish religion into a nationalistic idea. We believe Israel is, in itself, in the Jewish way of life, Israel is against the Jewish religion. The Jews have been in exile. Jews are in exile, and we are forbidden to have our own sovereignty in the whole land. We're allowed to live in America, we're allowed to live everywhere, we're allowed to live in the Holy Land, but only without Jewish sovereignty. That's what our aim is. We can live in Palestine, we can live with Palestinian citizens. I personally met with Hamas leaders 2006, when the elections are told clear, when Soros told, Jews like you can live in whole Palestine where you like, we have no problem with you. So obviously the Palestinian people are not our enemy, and we are not an enemy of the Arab people. We want to live in peace like we have done for for hundreds of years we lived in peace together with the Palestinian people, and we want to live further in people. And obviously, there's one way what it will succeed. It will be one-state solution of free Palestine. It's the only way. The only way what it will be peace.
Palestinian land was once populated, fruitful and economically prosperous, where Arabs and Jews could coexist peacefully. During the 1948 Palestine War, an estimated 700,000 Palestinians were expelled or fled, and hundreds of Palestinian villages were depopulated and destroyed. The vast majority of Palestinian refugees were barred by the newly declared State of Israel from returning to their homes or reaching their property. Palestine will forever be scarred by the 63 years of ethnic cleansing, oppression, occupation and systematic terrorization that it's endured. And as these protests have shown, the world will never be silenced until the Palestinian people can reclaim their land.
What effect will come from this, do you think?
Everything helps. I mean, unfortunately, people are despair. People have given up hope. That's why we haven't got thousands, only have hundreds. But really, if people would stand up together, and we need unity about it, everything helps. If not for all these demonstrations, if not for God knows what would happen to the Gaza Strip. It would do much, much worse for all you know.
We're a part of them. It's our case just as much as it is theirs. I'm Egyptian just because I feel that we've done something for Egypt. It's not enough. We have to carry this through.
Demonstrations are important because they kind of sting the conscience of, Arabs and Westerners as well.
If we keep mobilising, this will finally come to an end and there will be liberty for Palestine.
You can never tell what's to come, but that's irrelevant. The important thing is that you voice yourself, that you say no. Just because it doesn't have an effect today, it doesn't have an effect tomorrow. Hopefully, one after the other will escalate, and one day we will get our freedom.
If you could say one thing to the Palestinian people, what would you want them to know?
Want them to know that the fight will never end until you're free.
أناديكم أشد على أياديكم وأبوس الأرض تحت نعالكم وأقول أفديكم. أناديكم أشد على